All right, guys, what's going on? Today we're gonna spend 45 minutes with a very talented person who recently got approval in our company, Mr. Sharma, who is already present here, and I will let him in a second so we could start the discussion of EB1A approval. That's how a person looks who got recently approved for the green card, and that holy light getting out of the of the body. So.
Yeah, thanks to you and the team, we had a successful application.
Absolutely, yeah. So it was a pleasure. Thank you very much for. I know you're a very busy man, so I really appreciate you finding this a little bit of time to discuss your case and tell the world about the things that were happening, and the main reason why I want to get those interviews out, so we could help someone to do the same process, right? It's like even if we get that one person who's gonna say, "Hey, I can do this too," that's gonna be success for us. Please tell us about a little bit about yourself. Where you're from, where you were born, who was your family, and why you became who you became.
Sure. Thank you. So I was born in a small town in India called Big Boy. It was in the northeastern part of India, in the state of Assam.
Mm-hmm.
So I did my schooling there and I grew up there. So I was very fortunate to grow up in a sort of a bubble where the teachers and my parents and everyone supported us and sort of protected us from the real world.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went for engineering. So I'm a computer science engineer from Manipal Institute of Technology, which is in the southern part of India. And I was got a lot of opportunities to build my leadership skills in college. So I was part of uh, a musical society. I was also the president of the student council. And so that sort of set the foundation for me to seek out difficult roles. And soon after graduating from college, I took a role as a developer for EMC Corporation. I was a developer, so I would get told what to build, like what features to build. But I always asked the question on who are the customers, why are we building it?
The profile of a customer, like
Yeah.
more strategic vision of the product.
Yeah, I was very interested in the decision making part of it and the business side of things. And that pushed me to the Kelly School of Business in Indiana University. And I did an MBA in finance and strategy, had an internship with Microsoft in corporate finance. And then after a graduation, I decided to continue my business education. I decided to join Ernst Young and did 4 years in strategy consulting. After 4 years of doing that, and that was also a hard lifestyle because we had to travel from Monday to Thursday every single week, to wherever the client is. So that lifestyle was also taking a toll. So I decided I would leave consulting and joined Dell Technologies in the central corporate strategy team. And the main purpose of the team was to drive annual planning for Dell Technologies as a business. After that, spent a few years there, learned a lot, and then got an opportunity to join Google. My role in Google was to help strategy and operations for a new business unit that was being set up. So Google had announced in 2020, 2021 that we will move away from third-party cookies, and as a result, obviously this news was quite disrupting for the entire industry. So one of the task forces that I was tasked to lead along with the managing director was to figure out how do we as Google make sure that advertisers as well as users continue to get relevant ads and continue to be able to grow their businesses without having to expose private data and
Mm-hmm.
like protecting you. So
Yeah,
that was one of the
and
things.
that was one of the contribution in the industry, also in your petition. Yeah.
And then at Google, it's very common for people to take different roles after a certain amount of time. So after working on the privacy effort, I took on a new role where one of the key fundamental points for me was to help shape the strategy for our AI assistant that we launched. So those two things were fundamental and critical in the application for EB1.
How you were looking for attorney who would pick up your case, and why exactly did you choose our corporation?
And I have on my own, sent a lot of my friends and close family members to your firm. So I can quite confidently say that I'd had a very, very good experience. So let me start at the beginning. Initially, my idea of EB1A was, if you don't have a PhD or if you have not won a Nobel Prize, you probably can't get it.
A
And then
Grammy Award, yeah. This
Grammy Awards. I was nowhere close to any of those, and I thought that this path was always closed for me until I stumbled upon one blog and then your interview on YouTube. I think there was one channel that interviewed you where you sort of broke down the different parts of EB1A, and that gave me the first idea that it is possible. And then the more I researched, the more I found out that it involves a lot of work, both from the attorney as well as from the candidate. And I also sort of did a self-assessment to see which criteria I could potentially meet. And for me, I thought, okay, maybe I met two, like leading and critical role and maybe high salary. But for all of the others, I did not meet, and I did not know whether I could potentially meet them because I didn't have any answers. So I interviewed a few law firms to look at a few different things, the fee structure, what kind of assessment they make of my profile, and how do they manage the whole timeline, and what kind of help they provide along the way. And I think for your firm, that stood out was um, I did the profile assessment with your team, and the I did 3 calls. The first 2 were 1 hour each, data exploration and discovery calls, where your team went into so much detail that it almost made me feel like I was unprepared because you would go into everything that I said and said, was it an accomplishment or was it an impact? If it was an impact, was it an impact to the business or the field? And they tried to do a really thorough job of fully understanding my profile. And then in the third call I had with you for 30 minutes, where you came to me with a, I think, 23-page PDF highlighting criteria by criteria what my chances are. And I think one of the things that I liked was you said, you don't meet all of them, but if you put in the work, we can help you meet 6 or 7 of them. So that was great news to me because I had also talked to other law firms, and most of them would look at my profile as it is today and say, no, you don't have a very good shot.
Yes.
You came with a problem solving mind where you shared with me, I don't meet certain criteria today, but you can help me meet it and sort of put me in the right direction. And then of course I would have to do the work, which I was willing to do. So that was critical for me. The other one was, you said we want to time box it into 6 months. So that was also important because I have heard that some people keep preparing their EB1A applications for 1.5 to 2 years and then file. And I didn't want that. I wanted to move fast and I wanted to take action. So 6 months. And then your project management structure, the team that put together. So we had a Telegram group dedicated to my case. There were about 10 to 15 people on it, and there was constant communication, and constantly your team was telling me how far behind I was on my deliverables. So I really appreciated that because that kept me on track with the timeline. I was very impressed with your team. Also, the final thing is, everything that your team reviewed and you reviewed, in terms of my letters of recommendation or any letter that I put together, all of the comments were extremely detailed and thorough, and it improved the outcome or the output significantly because it forced me to add details that I had not thought of. So all of those combined, it was very easy for me to go with your team. And then, of course, I have also sent at least 4 or 5 of my friends already to your team to do the initial exploration.
That's good. Yeah, that's and we're talking about free evaluation, which is actually how any case starts, regardless if you're, if you're CEO in Dell or you're a janitor in Google. It's the same process. So we treat everybody equally. And for those of you guys who are watching this stream offline on YouTube, the links are going to be below this video to start this process just the same way like all our clients who get approval do. Okay, good. Thank you very much for the kind words. I really appreciate that. We truly try to always improve in the company, always make things easier for the clients, and the result is the most important things for us. You kind of laid it out already, but for unexperienced ear, that could be just your biography and the things that you did. But actually, it was the criteria were encoded in those messages. So the first criterion was I'll address this. This was the press. I will just list those websites where the journalist took interview with you. It was India.com, it was DNA India, it was CEO World Magazine, and iTech Post. All right, so for articles, really good. You guys can just Google them and see the articles themselves. The second criterion was, of course, critical leading role, and we already kind of discussed this, the role in Google, role in Dell Technologies, and Ernst Young. So those three companies, all of them were a part of this petition, and of course, making it really, really strong. The third one was the awards. And we got two awards here. The Most Admired Global Indians 2024, and the second one was Globee Awards 2024, which then you also you were as a judge in the same in also in Globee, which we put in the fourth criterion, the judging the work of other professionals. The fifth criterion was something that we already talked about, the contribution in the industry with the privacy policy and the chatbot, AI-powered chatbot. And of course, they played a very important role in the industry because they would, well, first of all, be disruptive, especially the privacy policy, like you said, and the chatbot would save a lot of money to the company and to people to resolve their problems. The sixth criterion was the membership, and you were a IEEE senior level member. And the seventh one was the significantly higher salary, which of course, just by the sound of it and the type of your position, definitely your salary was much higher than the average in the field. What were the first thought in your head when you learned that you got that approval?
Relief. Relief.
Relief.
Yeah.
The burden of
Yeah, I've been on the H1B journey for almost 12 years now, and my EB2 priority date was 2020. So
which gave us opportunity to file for the adjustment of status with
exactly.
yes, yes.
So I'm working with your team right now to do that.
Okay, good. So let's switch to the last part of our interview. And what would be the best advice you could give to someone who is thinking about this process or already started and not aware of all the hurdles that are coming? And also, what at the same time, what advice would you give to yourself if you could go back in time and do this?
The advice I would give to myself was I wish I had started sooner. But what I'll tell everyone is if you're either at the beginning of the process or you don't even know if this path is viable for you, like, do the research and talk to the right people, because there's a lot of wrong or misinformation also out there, myths that are not necessarily true. But the path comes with a commitment of time and effort. So make sure that you're willing and okay with that. So putting in the work is the number one advice I have. So those are the two things I'll say, is like, listen to the attorney. They know what they're doing. And
guys, as a reminder, free evaluation is going to be below this video in a link under the YouTube video. Jyotishman, I really appreciate your time, and I appreciate your trust and your genuine feedback on the work with my corporation, my team, and under my control and my strategy. Thank you very much. I'm really happy and joyful about your approval and you going off that boat, H1B boat, and kind of finishing up with your, not yet completely until you get the citizenship, but that's the technicality of the future. The main thing is behind. So
No, thank you so much, Stanislav. And I'll just repeat again that I was very impressed with the team as the process went along, and everybody was on top of everything. And the feedback I was getting along the way was quality feedback and very critical feedback. Without that, I think the application may not have been strong enough. So, thank you for putting together an amazing team and also assigning me that team.
thank you. It's very flattering, and I really appreciate, because we really do put a lot of time and effort into this. So I wish you the good the rest of the week. Thank you very much for your time, and we'll keep pushing it until you get the green cards in your hands.
Excellent.
All right. Yes. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye.